A second man has been arrested in connection with a crash which left the A12 in Essex closed for 7 hours. There were long delays for drivers when a crane hit a bridge at Hatfield Peveril. Repairing the bridge could cost £750,000.
Roadworks on the A12, once voted by an insurance company Britain's worst road. And these pictures, filmed last night, show one of its worst jams.
A vehicle was either carrying or towing a crane, reports differ, and the crane struck a bridge here at Hatfield Peveril. These pictures show structural engineers checking the bridge. A spokesman for the Highways Agency told me the priority was making sure that that bridge was safe enough for traffic to pass underneath it.
In nearby Witham High Street, in the shops and businesses, they were still talking about the gridlock.
Yep, saying how bad it was. My nail technician couldn't get home for 3 hours. She was stuck for 3 hours trying to get to Chelmsford.
We just had to sit there and you couldn't see nothing because of the heavy traffic. There was 2 lots, you couldn't see what was going on in front.
Fed up with delay after delay, Essex County Council held an inquiry into the A12. It now pays for extra road patrols which can clear accidents quickly. But hopes the government will turn it into a motorway have vanished with the recession. 2 men have been arrested in connection with yesterday's crash. Gareth George, BBC Look East.
The manager of Rockstar, Pete Doherty, is starting a 12-month jail sentence tonight after pleading guilty to being involved in a hit-and-run crash in Suffolk. When Angie Boyd arrived at Ipswich Crown Court, he was heckled by a member of the family of the man he knocked down. Chris Corder was left in a coma following the collision in Hadieigh last September.
During his time in prison, we hope that he reflects on his conduct. He chose to ignore laws and values that society follow. When he comes out, hopefully he won't commit these offences again.
I really would have liked him to get a longer sentence because, OK, we are pleased he's been put away, but 6 months of somebody's life is nothing compared to what my brother is going to have to live through and all us are going to have to live through. My parents really might never, ever see my brother right again while they're alive.
A security company based in Essex will be one of the first in Britain to be given police-style powers. Door supervisors will be able to crack down on antisocial behaviour by handing out on-the-spot fines.
A lunchtime pint in Colchester, and whilst thirsty customers are served, security on the door means a relaxing lunch. Now these door supervisors are being given police powers, allowing them to carry out some of the low-end police tasks.
I think people will take it seriously. Once you explain to the scheme and you pull out maybe a fines, or you tell them, look, you're going to have to go home, or cease the behaviour that you're doing now, or we are going to have the powers to do this. Sooner or later, people are going to start remembering this and realising this, and they won't be bringing any of this behaviour to your bar. Once
they've completed a 5-day course, they'll have more power to diffuse situations outside. So for staff and customers in the pub, it means more peace of mind, knowing security staff can confiscate alcohol and they're able to request details of any troublemakers to give to the police.
I think inside the bar it will also make people aware that the doormen are not just there for security, and it will just maintain that atmosphere a lot more. They're not just doormen, they are doormen that can enforce these rules as the police. So the police and the doormen are enforced together rather than just separate.
And it's hoped the scheme will save the police work, freeing them up to deal with other situations.
We're on the front line ourselves, outside the venue ourselves, and so instead of having to perhaps call the police, we can now take and do immediately cracking down on trouble before it happens, right from the get-go sort of thing.
So whilst the drinks flow inside the bars, it's hoped the streets outside will become a safer place. Felicity Simper, BBC Look East, Colchester.
The government is giving nearly £24 million for affordable housing projects in the region. The money will pay for a total of 650 homes, which will either be part-owned or rented out. Ipswich will get more than £2 million for 42 new homes. Harlow gets £1.5 million for 34 new homes. In the football last night, Ipswich moved another point away from the relegation zone in the Championship with a draw at Scunthorpe. Scunthorpe took the lead 20 minutes from time. It all started with a corner and ended with a Cliff Byrne header. But Ipswich were behind for just a few minutes. John Walters won the ball and David Healy, on as a substitute, scored his first goal for the club. It was his first goal for more than a year. The final score 1-1, and that leaves Ipswich 19th in the table, 4 points clear of the bottom 3.
In League One, Colchester's game with Brentford was called off. They're still third, but have fallen 7 points behind Norwich at the top. The Canaries came from a goal down to beat Southend 2-1 in an exciting game at Carrow Road.
Miserable night. Fans of both teams arrived, spirits dampened. For Southend, a deluge of difficulties, financial problems coupled with relegation worries. In relative terms, leaders Norwich's dip in form must seem like a spot of drizzle.
If we lose by less than 3, it's a moral victory.
Struggling at the moment?
Yeah, can't score, can't defend. They're quite good. Not confident.
So we don't come here with a lot of optimism.
Norwich should win this game. Last time against Southampton, they're probably unlucky.
I think it's really important. We've got to get back on track tonight. Absolutely. It was very disappointing on Saturday.
Despite Norwich's positive start, it was Southend that went ahead. Damien Scannell's cross, ping-pong in the Canaries' defence, Scott Vernon with the smash in. With 20 minutes left, ultimately, the game's defining moment.
Welcome number 32, Ollie Johnson.
So, Ollie Johnson on. 10 minutes later, he made his mark. Steve Mildenhall did brilliantly to keep out Grant Holt's shot, but Johnson poked in the rebound. Deep into stoppage time, the drama. Again, Johnson at the near post, seconds before the final whistle.
I was quite shocked that I scored a header because I don't really score too many in my head. As you could tell from the celebration, I sort of just went mental and didn't really know what to do. But you know, it was a bit of a surreal feeling.
The lad can play the game. He's only, as I say, he's only a young kid. He's just not long out in non-league football, but he's certainly got the crowd on his side here at this minute in time, the way he's performing. The crowd absolutely love him.
I think you can see the difference tonight. The players they've brought on look fresh. We have got a small squad and it's difficult. You know, again, we're going to play Friday night v Charlton. You know, I can't change it around too much.
Southend only out of the drop zone on goal difference. Norwich's win preserves their 3-point cushion at the top. Tom Williams, BBC Look East, Norwich.